Entrepreneurs, business owners, picture this for a moment with me. You are in a rowboat going from Trinidad all the way to Grenada, rowing, rowing, rowing. And the moment you let go of the oars while rowing, the boat starts to drift. The rowboat starts to drift. That is hustle culture. That is you using your own energy to actually make your business happen. That's you working 24/7. That's you losing sleep. That's you not eating on time just for the sake of something called hustle, to make it out here. That's the mindset that we've been told and we have been sold. But let me tell you something, that can only take you so far. Hustling could get it started, but it's going to take more than hustle to build a real business that lasts for a very, very long time. I can tell you that because I've been running my own business for the past 15 years and I've been a part of the hustle. I've been there. But I started to learn that it is way more than that. And I want to talk about that today. How about us let go of the oars of this boat and install an engine that once you start it up, all you have to do is steer that boat in the right direction. That is called systems. And we need to talk about systems that you can put in place in your business that you wouldn't burn out, but now you can start to actually thrive in a real business. In this video, I want to show you how hustling is actually overrated and systems is the way to go for your business, and how you can start making that shift from the hustle mentality to systems today. Let's go. I remember when I started the music academy a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago, into doing it. I was about 5 years into building this dream called a business here in Trinidad and Tobago. A matter of fact, I started going so fast at it. I opened a branch in the east. That's in Aruca. I opened a branch in Port of Spain side at San Juan. I opened a branch in Chase Village, San Fernando, St. Augustine, Tobago. I was teaching at all 6 locations. I was teaching. And not only teaching, but I was also with a receipt book trying to take notes about and issue invoices and give people receipts for payments, collect payments, go to the bank. I was that guy. I was also teaching classes online. I was also handling all students' issues and their queries. And let me tell you something. At that moment in time, I really felt like I was doing it. I was doing that life. I was at it. I was productive. I was busy. I was single. I didn't even have time for my own self. I had no time to rest. I took no days off. My only goal was to get this thing going so I could feel like I am productive, that I can feel like I am a success. Imagine feeling productive or feeling busy meant success for me. How many of you watching this, you feel successful when you feel busy? But it was only after a time I started to feel like I didn't have energy. I started missing classes. I started forgetting classes. I started not being able to answer the calls. I wasn't even able to see forward for the business. And that started to cause me to lose track about what is happening. I had to actually close 2 of those branches. I just couldn't manage. It was too much. It was too much happening. I was too busy for my own good. It was starting to play on my mentals. I wasn't eating properly and so much more. Why would I want to live a life like that? That is the hustle mentality that I bought wholesale. Are you buying the hustle mentality in your business today? You're watching this. You might be a baker. You might own a school. You might, whatever business you are into. Are you buying into the mentality of hustle? Well, today I want to implore you to change your mindset. And we want to talk about the different things that you can do, that you have to let go of in order to grasp on or take hold of something brand new. And that's the mindset of the systems. I had to shift from rowing manually to actually shift the systems using technology and leveraging a team and so much more to actually see a difference in my business. You need to shift from hustle to systems. Let's install the engine on this rowboat. It wasn't until I met with a mentor of mine that he broke down systems for me to really understand, because as far as I know, I have to work hard to be successful. But when I looked at the various section of my different sections of my business, from how people found me in the first place to how I handled the services, how I served them, and how I even transitioned them to a different level of being served by me, all of those things was done all manually. And let me tell you, that is where the problem was. That is where the whole problem was. And let me tell you, shifting to systems is you now installing, as I said, installing an engine on your boat, and your only job as the leader, as the business owner, as the entrepreneur, is to steer that boat in the right direction, steer your business in the right direction. Where is your business going? What are your targets? You can't see it because you are all in the whole row. You are the one rowing, so you can't see where you're going. Do you know that when you're rowing, you actually face the opposite direction to which the boat is going? So if you are rowing, you can't see where your business is going. It's time for you to let go of the oars and switch the engine on. So your engine, you have to switch on things like a system that captures leads, that nurtures your leads, that talks to them on a regular basis, a system that manages all your marketing and pushes out your content on the different platforms, systems that manage the financial aspect of what you are doing to make sure that people are getting their invoices, they're getting their estimate, that you can actually calculate your earnings, your monthly earnings, your yearly earnings, and so much more. Systems is what you need to put in place. Are you ready to put systems in place? That is the way forward for you. Systems, not hustle. Now, the question is, how do we actually shift from hustle to systems? That's the big question here, and I'm going to show you step by step. The first thing you want to do is start to document. You need to pause. You need to stop. You need to take a whole day off from doing what you're doing in the business. Don't do it at the side. Stop and look at your business. Look at exactly what you're doing and start to document what you do to make the business happen. For every stroke that you row, document. How do you get your products? How do you start to use the products? How do you create what you're creating to ship it out to your customers? Document every single aspect, and then you ask yourself, these repeated tasks that I'm doing every single day, can these things be automated? Can I put a system in place that I don't need to be involved in that? Think about it. First step, document every single thing. Start to write. I hope you're writing this down. Number one, start to write. Second, start to automate. When you see, all right, so good. I do this particular task. I write them all. I do all the payments. When you find out exactly what you do in the business, now start to ask yourself and look online. Find systems that actually make that happen. For me, I have been using Zoho. That's Zoho.com. That's an all-in-one platform. This is not a sponsored video for Zoho. It is just what I actually use. I've been using Zoho for over 8 years to manage so many different aspects and automating so many aspects of my business. I use Zoho to automate all my financials, where every single dollar that comes in and goes out, it is all documented. It also communicates with all of my clients. They can follow up their payments. They can see where they're at and how much they have to go again, and so much more. So I use Zoho for automation of all payments, so I don't have to get involved in that too heavily. Secondly, I use Zoho still for marketing purposes, where I built my email list. My email list right now is well over 10,000 persons, and I speak to them on a weekly basis, giving them information that is valuable for them and in the areas that they are on the journey that they are on. And I speak to them on a regular basis, not just things that I want to share with them, but I make offers to them. I sell things to them. It's so many different things. That's how I communicate with them. I don't write an email to every single person. That is rowing the jet engine on the boat. is using a system where you can manage your email. Zoho.com has an email management system in place. There's also a campaign system in place where I could send mass emails out. There's so much that you can, every single system that you need, there is a software out there to be able to handle it. And these things are not expensive. You can get these software on a monthly basis for $35 a month. That's just one program. That's Zoho. There are other things. There's Calendly, there's MailChimp. There's so many systems out there that you can consider to automate your repetitious or repetitive processes happening in your business. That's the first step for you. That's the first step for you. And then it's time for you to start to delegate. I know you're afraid to hire people. I know you're afraid to ask for help. But your next level will involve people. Your next level will involve people. So start from now. Start looking out for persons who you believe will add value. It might be a brother or sister. It might be a friend. Ask for help and pay them when you do. Even if it is a little bit, or even if it is you're promising to pay them at a later date. Get your team together who believes in you and start to delegate. When you do these things, you stop working in the business and you start working on the business. You start to steer the boat in the right direction. You start to now fuel the boat, the engine, to be able to pick up speed and start to scale. That is what running a business is about right now. And if you want to go for a long period of time, this is the way to go. Stop rowing and start starting up that engine. Stop using manual labor, energy, and hustle, and start building systems that automate so you can now relax and focus on what is important for you as the manager. So this week, I want you to do one thing for me. Figure out one row stroke that you are doing over and over and over in your business that you can actually start to use technology to leverage. It might be scheduling your clients. It might be following up. It might be the bills, whatever it is. Start to identify what that is that you keep doing over and over, that is tiresome for you, that is taking up your time, that can be automated. And then look for the software out there and get the software and implement it in your business. I'm only asking you to do one thing. Fix that side and watch things change. And then comment in the box below. Let me know which one of these systems you have put in place, or what part of the hustle culture that you have to let go of in order for you to go to the next level. My name is Curtis Jordan. I'm going to be here right here on YouTube. I'm going to be here on your podcasts every single week, helping you thrive in the business world, especially if you're from the Caribbean. Let's go.